All right, traders, this is going to be an absolute crazy live trading power hour session here. The number one watch is going to be IRNT stock. I'm going to share with you this chart pattern right here. We are at a key critical level, and this stock is responding very, very positive to this key critical level. So let's go over this here real quick. This is called a gap breakout. This is a very strong breakout trading strategy. So what's going to need to happen is, let me show you what a gap breakout is. You find a stock that gaps down, and then once the day closes, take the high of that day from when it gapped down. So right here, gap down, take the high of day, 15.16. And then same thing right here. It had a small little breakout, 15.20, right? You can see how this stock responds to the 15 level. It ends up getting crushed. But today, it is doing something different. It's turning it into support and it's breaking out. So the point I'm trying to make is this is called a gap breakout. And the reason why this is such a special breakout is you can see there's no resistance. You got no resistance. Once this stock goes above 15.16 to 15.20, there's no resistance. It's simply an empty space waiting to fill the gap at 17.05. So now it's a gap breakout play to fill this gap at 17.05. That's what we call a gap breakout. So the key is it needs to turn 1520s into support. So we'll draw a trend line. That's where the current gap breakout level is, 1520. If it could turn that to support, the way this breakout strategy works is with news and the strong volume coming in power hour, it can seriously rip to $17 a share. So we'll see how it reacts. You can see the bears are already trying to take control. It's a very tough key critical level. Like I said, that $15 level. So what you need to see for IRNT stock is you really need to see, like I said, it needs to turn 15s into support. If it can turn 15s into support, this stock should have no problem shooting up to fill this gap here at 1705. So that's what we call a gap breakout, where a stock gaps down, and then once the day closes, take the high of day, set a price alert. Once it goes above and turn into support, it really starts to explode as there's no resistance. It's just empty space blasting off to fill this gap, waiting to fill above. So that's kind of, in a sense, how this particular strategy works. But the volume is insane, guys. I just posted that video like 5 minutes ago about IRNT stock. The volume was at 36 million. It is now at 46 million. I told you, man, people are going to catch on. Like, just think about the volume that was recently in the market, all the recent big runners. DWAC, the volume hit almost 500 million when this was trading, from 10 to 40. IRNT stock is only sitting in the 15s. It's only in the 15s, and the volume is only 47 million, guys. Like, this is the play. This is absolutely insane, man. The opportunity. You have the positive news. It is responding very, very healthy to the 15s. And keep in mind, this stock, if you've been studying the past, here, I got to add to this because it's having a positive reaction. I'm nearly all in on this. I'm going to add right here. Okay, so I just added. I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, I think that ought to do it. So yeah, I just added here on that dip because it's responding positive to 15s. Like I said, if this turns the 15s into support, we're going to be going straight to 17s. Like, it's a gap fill play, classic gap fill play. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this one. I really am, because it's very rare you see something like this. But yeah, I really think this has the potential here. All right, so guys, IRNT, what I'm expecting here is, buy close. I'm thinking $17 buy close. That's what I'm thinking. Buy the bell, $17. That's what I'm thinking on this one. Let's take a look at the option chain. And if you guys have any questions, any other stocks you guys are looking at, feel free to let me know. So I'm in at 1325. So I mean, it's just there's really no reason to use a stop loss with the current momentum and current situation. It just looks like it's going to go straight to 17. In terms of like a trailing stop loss, I could put one at like 14s. I could put one in the 14s. If you wanted to play it super safe, you could put one at like 1430, around 1430, the lower 14s. But yeah, I mean this stock, like it looks perfect. It really does. This is the best one I've seen. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a great swing. So I really wanna see how this reacts to 17s. If we can get to $17, we have 31 minutes. With the current price action and momentum, it's very, very possible that it goes to 17. I think that's where we're headed from here. So I just want to see how it reacts. It'll most likely react with a pullback. But I want to see. A good buy price. I mean, if you're not in yet and you do want to get in, I would say like the low 15s. If you can get in towards the lower side of the 15s, that should be fine. And then the risk would be the lower 14s, risk like $1 a share. But yeah, we just really need this to maintain above 15s. That's key here. If we could just maintain above 15, we should see some sort of squeeze to $17 a share. That's what I'm thinking. In terms of the volume though, I mean we're on track to see new all-time highs for the volume. The volume's currently at 49 million. We have 30 minutes left. Within the next 30 minutes, this should get to like 55 million. So the highest this has ever been is 59 million. So we have to see, you know, it's possible that it can get 59 million tomorrow as well. But guys, I mean, as long as we hold 15s here, I'm thinking one more nice move to the upside, and I'm thinking $17 a share. So we'll see how it reacts. It's been having a positive reaction ever since it hit 15s. But yeah, I mean, the news came out. The news came out right here at 2:32. Yeah, the news came out at 2:32 p.m. It looks like. So ever since that news dropped, which was right here in the 12s, and it was already moving before the news as well. All right, let's see how it reacts here. It's trying to form a lower high. This just really needs to stay above $15 to continue to run here. It's very important. It's a key critical level. Do you think Ader is dead? Yeah, so I mean, I didn't buy it yet because it wasn't doing much. The volume was dry. It was sitting at the 670 level, but it just wasn't doing much. It was forming resistance. It was forming lower highs in the 690s. It wasn't having this amazing bullish reaction, so I saw no reason to buy it, just yet. Let's see. So they have earnings. So their set date for earnings. I mean, this stock, the past two earnings, it gapped down. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hold off on this one. I don't want to hold this through earnings. Okay, so we're getting a little pullback here on IRNT. So I got my average up to 1370. It's currently at 1480. It's quite the battle zone here. Let's take a look and see. So our next support is going to be towards 14. You could say like 1430s, right around there. But yeah, guys, I mean, we need to stay above 15s. That's like the key for this play. It needs to stay above $15 a share. See, like if you study its chart history, it really does like to struggle around this, $15 share level. But if it can change that, this could be really big for tomorrow. So we'll see. Ticker symbol FATE. Yeah, I mean, this isn't my type of chart pattern. I would stay away from this one. I'm not really seeing a reason to buy it. All right, so we're back in the 15s on IRNT. If we can close above 15, I'll be satisfied with that. It's really important that we get a close above 15. Okay, so again, we're already seeing some resistance come in. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes here. All right, so that's not good. That is not good right there. It's starting to build a wall at 15. So let's see. All right, so I'm not liking that resistance that's forming at 15. If it starts to crack 1460s, I'm going to look to reduce some size. I could always get back in. All right, so it's starting to crack here. All right, so I just reduced my position size by 20%. Let's see if we can maintain a 1470 level. So for the micro here, for the short term, it's having a very bearish reaction, which is not good. You do not want to see a stock have a bearish reaction here at its key gap breakout level. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be very interesting for sure. All right, so we're now in the 1460s. Let's see. So the volume is currently sitting at 52 million. So yeah, it'll probably close at around like 55 to 56 million. All right, let's see if we can hold the 1450 level. So GM, General Motors, GM. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of buying puts. I would wait though. I would wait towards like, if you want the best price, I would wait towards like $57, $57.30, right around there. If you're willing to try the lower highs, then yeah, I mean, I would just wait. I would wait towards like 57. If you want to try lower highs, if you see a spike back towards 55.50, you see a rejection there, that would be a time to potentially get puts as well. But overall, I mean, I'm definitely short biased on it. But yeah, so far it's a good thing I locked in profits on DWAC. It's starting to form lower highs. One of the main reasons why I had to lock in profits was because you have a lot of resistance right here at $72. This recently went from 72 all the way down to 53. I saw it starting to reject in the low 70s, so that was my confirmation to start locking in profits and not take the risk of holding overnight. Plus, you still have that gap fill. You still have the gap to fill at 45.50, which is where I really wanted to buy it. That was simply just a scalp. So yeah, I'm really just waiting from here for the 60 for the 45.50. All right, so as for IRNT, guys, let's see. It's in the 1480s now. This really needs to get above $15. That's key. It needs to get above $15 to have a strong close. If not, it's headed back to the low 14s to potentially the higher 13s. So we'll see here. See if we can push back into the 15s. GROM. All right, so GROM is in the 350s. Yeah, I see the gap close reversal. One issue though is the volume has completely faded. I would just keep an eye on it. I would keep an eye on it. If you see it starting to consolidate and bounce around $3.55 like it currently is, I would wait for some volume to come in and then I would look to dip buy it towards there. It's just I think there's much better plays though. But yeah, I mean, this can definitely, if we continue to hold 355, you're looking at a gap fill play to 447. That's what you'd be looking at. Can I still enter IRNT? I mean, it's tough. It's really tough right now because we just hit that key critical level and it's showing signs of weakness, which is not good, and that makes it a lot more riskier to hold this overnight. So it's tough to say at the very moment due to the negative reaction it's having in the 15s. You know, it's just this is the type of stock where it loves to come crashing back down. It really does. It likes to lose its gains. So you got to be really careful with this one in terms of entries and stuff like that. I mean, I'm getting ready to potentially reduce more size if this cracks 1460s. You can always, this is something where you can kind of always get back in my opinion. Um, but yeah, we got to see. I'm trying to be a little patient here. We still have 20 minutes left. If this can push back above 15, I'll really feel comfortable holding this overnight. But after hours is going to have a lot of influence on the trade as well. All right, we're trying to get back into the 15 here. Let's see. So yeah, PROG, I'm no longer interested in that one. I bought it at 3, sold it at 310, then I got back in at 313, sold it at 4. So yeah, for PROG, it's just you know, we're now under that key critical level of $4. There was a gap right here to fill. You had a gap to fill at 394. For the most part, it's been responding very negative ever since it filled that gap. So I would just avoid it. Like it's I would say for the most part, like it's really time to move on. You know, like it's lacking volatility. It's starting to dry up. There's going to be a lot more new plays to come. Like people are going to start to move on. It's not my type of price action. I don't really prefer it. All right, so guys, IRNT, man, this is quite the battle here. IRNT is back in the 15s. So if we can close above 15, I'm thinking $17. You know, $17 would be the price target if we can close above 15. So let's see. Let's see how we react here. We got some resistance in the 1560s. But yeah, it's doing a good job. You know, for this stock, it's doing a phenomenal job. This stock usually loses the vast majority of its gains. Whenever it spikes, it tends to come crashing right back down pretty quickly. So far so good. We're now back in the 15s. So my mental stop loss is going to be towards, so my average is at 1370 because I added, originally it was 1323. I'm keeping the mental stop loss in the low 14s. That's where I'm keeping the mental stop loss. This chart right now looks beautiful. It looks like we're going to see a breakout here. Look at the level 2. Here comes the breakout. There's the breakout. So guys, the target's $17. They did it. The bulls did it, man. This is absolutely insane. They did it. Like they really did it. So $17. The price target's $17. So keep that strategy in mind, guys. This strategy is called a gap breakout. So when you see a stock have a gap down, wait for the day to close, set a price alert the high of that day. So right here, it has the gap down. The high of day is at 1516. And then right here, 1520. The reason why a gap breakout is so special is there's no resistance. So once the stock breaks above this high, you know, when it had its gap down, once it breaks above the high, what it does is it starts to close, it starts to fill the gap. There's a gap to fill at 1705. It's just empty space waiting to fill. You could think of it as like an all-time high breakout, except the beauty of this is, you know, it's not overbought, it's oversold. An all-time high breakout, that's more overbought. There's no resistance on it, but it's extremely overbought. In this situation, this is extremely oversold, right? And I had the right idea in the first place in terms of, you know, buying this. I bought it right here at 1130. And yeah, it did have its pullback, but I had the right idea. And one thing you're going to see with stocks is, you know, they tend to have good news when the prices are low and they pump back up. You're going to see that happen a lot with stocks. So that's just an added bonus, but I had the right idea of, you know, buying this in the 1130s and I played it safe, cut my losses. Now I'm back in taking advantage of the momentum of the situation. But guys, this is insane. When I posted that video 30 minutes ago, the volume was at 35 million. It's at 57 million now. this is a home run, man. Like this is it was just so obvious to me. Like I read the news and I looked at the current situation. I'm like, man, people are severely underestimating this. Also, in terms of today, like you don't have a lot of massive runners. You really don't. Like you had CDXC, but this play is done. Like that ship has sailed. The sail. This stock is going right back to 60 cents. So you don't have a lot of big runners, and people like short squeeze candidates, and they see this has the short squeeze potential, and they see that with the news with the Microsoft situation and the volume and the option chain. I mean, the options have exploded on this particular stock. Some of the options are up, I believe. Let me double check this. They might, last time I checked, they were up 1,000%, but they might be up like, she's like, let's see. Okay, the $15 strike. Yeah, the options are up 5,000, 6,000%. It's unreal, man. Gosh, man, I should have got some options on this. I really should have. I remember when I bought this, the options were only up 1,000%. Now they're sitting at like 2,000, 3,000. The out of monies are going for 5,000. Wow, this is unreal. The returns you're seeing with this one, with the option chain. But yeah, guys, you got to be on top of these plays, man. Like I've been waiting for an opportunity, man, to really buy this one up. And with the news, the catalyst, the volume, the short squeeze candidate, this is insane. Oh my God, guys. Tomorrow could be huge. Tomorrow truly can be huge for this stock. Now, all of this volume literally came out of nowhere into Power Hour, man. Tomorrow, this can be insane. This really can be. The volume's at 59 million now. If you look at the volume all-time highs, the volume was at 57 million this day. It had a gap up. The next day it exploded, 59 million volume back to back. It closed at, $32 a share. It went all the way back to 47.5. Like anything is truly possible with this situation, with the volume right now in the news and the catalyst. And you just have to think that like you have a gap to fill at 17, and then you have another gap to fill at 26, and then you have another gap to fill at 41. And it wasn't too long ago this stock was trading in the 47s, and it's been oversold for quite some time now, due for some correction, due for some sort of pump to fill these gaps. So the sky is truly the limit. Tomorrow can be a very, very big day. So I'm planning to hold this overnight. I'm really curious to see how we react to $17 though. That's a key critical level. But since I'm in at such a low entry, no matter what, I'm definitely going to be looking to hold some overnight. So we'll have to see if I'm going to take some profits here during Power Hour. I'm really curious to see how this reacts during Power Hour. But yeah, you can see, the gap to fill is at 1705. We're already starting to get a rejection towards that level, which is expected. This stock likes to pull back. That's just what it likes to do. Tomorrow for IRNT, it's just going to be $17 is what's going to tell all. If we see 17 react as a resistance, time to lock in profits. If it explodes and reacts as support, it's going to be time to, ride it back up into the 20s. So we just got to see how it reacts towards 17s. This one is not an easy stock to trade. You really just have to get a good entry on this one. That's key because it likes to have big pullbacks. So if you're trying to really maximize it to fill these gaps, you're going to have to stomach about, a 10 to 20% pullback. That's just the reality of this stock. So yeah, we'll see. We still have 12 minutes here. I want to see how it does in Power Hour a little bit. But man, guys, the option chain really blew up on this one. So a major key right here, if it can turn previous resistance, which is sitting at 15 to 1560, in between that range, if it could turn into support like it's attempting to do, it's gonna explode straight to 17. So far so good. I'm already loving the reaction it's having. Man, things have really changed. The momentum has really shifted here within these past like 20 minutes, ever since that volume came in. Like, this is ridiculous. You're getting, on the 1 minute chart, you're getting 800,000 in volume on the 1 minute candles. Like, just look at this increase. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Like, it shows you if you get the right news at the right time, you're really not chasing these stocks. The news came out. This is when the news came out. The news came out right here at 2:32 p.m., which was right here at 2:32 p.m. The stock price was sitting at 1340s. It had a pullback to 1280s, and then that's where I started to buy the dip in the 1320s. And just look at the volume. The volume was getting like 100,000 a minute. Now we're getting 500,000 a minute, 800,000 a minute, a million a minute. So it really goes to show you, if you get the right news at the right time, you can get in before it has that massive pump. But yeah, a lot of you guys were on this one. I was getting notifications on my phone. I have notifications on for my comments. A couple of you guys were notifying me as soon as the news was released on IRNT stock. Like, see, we had one guy. Where is it? Yeah, I mean, this is one of the comments I got for. Man, why isn't this loading? Guys, we're going to 17s. It's going to 17s, guys. Wow, the comeback has been real. But yeah, the moment I saw that news though, I literally sold DWAC, and then I cut my loss on BBIG, and then I said, yeah, it's time to buy IRNT. So having the ability to adapt and switch plays is very important within the market, because it's just something very, very rare where you see, a smaller cap stock paired up in the news with, a larger cap stock. It's very rare you see this happen, and we saw what recently happened with DWAC and PHUN. The calls are printing, holding overnight. Yeah, I mean, when I posted that video, those calls were up like 1,000%. Last time I checked, the out of monies, they're up 5,000%, 6,000%. Like, it's unreal, man. Congrats for playing those calls.